but still had the plastic wrapping intact. The moment I pulled out an egg slicer, don't ask, was the icing on the cake. Cue an afternoon read of Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying, the best-selling decluttering Bible that preaches that we should only hold on to possessions that are either purely functional or give us a feeling of joy when we hold them in our clutches. Fast forward to a couple of days later, and the egg slicer had been removed, along with another 5 bin bags of complete tat, 2 bags of items for the clothes bank, and a pile of electronic goods for the charity shop. That week, my lifestyle did a subtle shift without me even realizing, and began to point in the direction towards a scary-sounding place: minimalism. In the months that followed, not only did our home instantly feel more functional, my brain took a long exhale for the first time in months, giving new ideas a spot to nestle in. It was a truly cliched, weight-off-my-shoulders moment, and with our belongings in order, I found myself being more productive with work and more efficient with my time. We even started to plan our meals ahead and ditch the too frequent takeaways that were zapping away at our bank accounts. I found myself buying less in general and gravitating towards purchases that fitted with that classic quality over quantity saying. This physical dumping of stuff also meant fewer boxes to unpack. Double win. Being the all-or-nothing gal that I am, it's in my star sign, you know, this feeling quickly became addictive, to the point where my husband was concerned that he'd come home to find that I'd binned the TV remote, because it just wasn't bringing me joy. I devoured books, blogs, and podcasts on the subject, and loved nothing more than throwing shit out. I cleared kitchen cupboards at the weekend, looted our loft for more items to take down to the dump, bullied my mum into downsizing her vase collection, which, in fairness, had got a little out of control and was nearing the 50-plus mark, and developed a penchant for PP storage from Muji. In my eyes, I was ticking all the minimalist boxes, but in reality, I was living with a capsule wardrobe that only contained 7 tops, and I never had any clean clothes to wear. I'd become the complete opposite of a hoarder, and instead became a bin bag-filling tyrant, obsessed with lobbing the next load into the tip, to the point that I was parting with things that we actually needed. As I suspiciously eyed up the TV remote, I realised that there had to be a more comfortable middle ground. Over the next couple of years, I devised methods, mantras, and editing processes that still sat within a semi-minimalist framework, but didn't act as a strict rulebook, like all the texts on the topic that I'd previously read. The TV remote breathed a sigh of relief, and the capsule wardrobe became a staple part of my lifestyle without the "how long can I wear this top before it grows legs" aspect. Minimalism, as a term, is broad. It covers a whole spectrum of living with less beliefs, from only owning possessions that you can squeeze into one suitcase to halving your collection of, now that's what I call music CDs, that were about to topple off your shelf anyway. At the strictest end, it can be very prescriptive. I struggled with the whole 7 shirts thing, let alone those who set themselves the challenge of a 10-item-only capsule wardrobe. So what I've come to see as the middle ground is to aim for a more edited life. It's an ongoing process that embraces imperfections and shrugs off the need for perfectionism, because perfection just doesn't exist, unless we're talking about Ryan Gosling. So welcome to An Edited Life, a book crammed full of practical tips I've discovered over the years, through my journey from consumer queen to militant thrower-outer to a slightly more chilled, neat freak. By clearing out those dusty possessions and creating daily time-saving habits, you'll be given a bit more space in your brain to deal with everything else that's going on in life. I've read enough of these books to know that they can get a little, I wake up in the morning and drink a wheatgrass shot in my white linen loungewear before I meditate for 30 minutes and gaze out into the ocean. But the intention of this book isn't to intimidate. Rather, it's to arm you with advice for changes and goals that are doable.